Hello and welcome back to the Best Start Guide. Everyone, it is day 43. Let's see what kind of mischief we can get into. So yesterday, um, I did a first on this account. I actually did enough damage to Clan Boss to completely solo easy. Why is this still highlight? Ooh, application. Okay. Welcome to the clan skip trick. Um, let's see if I can do it again, because I woke up a little too late to check on it. So I'm going to go back to the clan boss. Demon Lord will collect the warrior chest. And how long do we have? 1 hour 46. This means we won't do a long clan boss run today, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Let's do a quick battle. Let's see if I can do it again. Here it comes. It's taking a long while, isn't it? Maybe my system's not awake yet. Maybe it's the server. Woo, 36 million. Okay, that's overkill. So, there's the proof. At this point, my team can completely obliterate easy. That was very satisfying. Now, normally I wouldn't even bother with easy. Yesterday, I had a fifth key. These days, what I'm doing is I'm using one key for normal, which gets me the top chest, one key in hard, which gets me the top chest, and two keys in brutal, which probably gets me. Yeah, it got me the Guardian chest last time. I'm going to try to push it to see if we can get the Master chest, but I'm happy with the Guardian chest. It basically any of the chests beyond the first one drop 3 random pieces of loot. So I'm good with this. We'll get our but the clan still needs to push brutal. So I'm going to work on that next. I'm going to see if I can get the whole clan to push brutal. So if any of you watching are in the clan, you guys think we're ready for brutal? Let me know in the comments, or let me know in the clan chat if you're in the clan. Um, it's often very quiet in the clan chat. It's been quiet for days. I think this is from a couple of days ago. Um, so I'm going to go to the Guardian Ring, just move stuff along. Also, it looks like there's a free thing at the shop, if I'm correct. I think it's the Lordly Summon. Yeah, so we're getting a free gift, and this means we can probably summon our good old friend Shardio. Hang on a second, let me go get him. Hey, it's me, Shardio. Let's check out what we can pull from the summon pool. So obviously, we want this guy. I mean, this is the idea. We have, let's see, it's a 6% chance to pull a legendary, and there are 6 legendaries that it can be. So it's a whopping 1% chance to pull him. But here's the good thing. I mean, this is a brand new account, so honestly, I'd be happy with a decent epic. Of all the epics I see here, I think Lady Annabelle would be my favorite, or Stag Knight. Stag Knight might be the most universal. If we look at his kit for a moment, he's got the decreased defense and decreased attack. I've actually asked for him before from RNGesus. He'd seriously be probably probably the best for the account, because he's got a 3-turn cooldown on his decreased defense, which means once we book him, he could replace War Maiden wherever we're using her. And he's even better. He's got a decreased attack to pair with the decreased defense, and his A1 has a decreased speed on it. So we've got all the 3 main decreases on him. Plus, we even get a little increase attack accuracy bonus. This is a nice one. So honestly, if RNGesus doesn't want to give us a really good Lego, maybe it could do us a solid and give us Stag Knight. Lady Annabelle is going to be handy once we get to the 3rd rotation of Doom Tower. She can solo one of the bosses. That's often what she's used for in the meta, but if we got her, we'd have a use for her. She's extremely good. She's good at staying alive. She can solo a number of different bosses because of her kit, but particularly, well, I'm not going to go on about it. I mean, I don't really know that she can actually solo anyone other than Bommel. I realize, but here, let's just pull it. RNGesus, make us proud, or make us happy. Do whatever it is that you got to do. It's gonna be an epic. It's Aolfrig. Oh man, what's this guy do? This is the thing. I'm not even really that familiar with him. Removes all decreased attack from all allies at the start of this champion's turn. That could be cool. I could see that being useful. Fills the turn meters. Increase attack on all allies. We do have a champion that does this already in Spirit Host, so I don't really know that I'd want to put epic books into him just for that. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of stealing one random buff from each enemy. Also places 15% continuous heal on all allies. It can book up to 100%. This is a little bit of healing. Honestly, I think we're probably getting better healing off Tagore already. So was this guy a dud? Was this guy a somewhat solid pull? Let me know in the comments. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm looking at him right now and I'm thinking he's not a bad epic, but he's just not stellar. I just you know, I'm not seeing it out of everything that we got so far. I think our next six is probably still going to be Jamarsa. Oh, and this is new as well to the account. I got a blessing. I still haven't even assigned her masteries yet. I'm trying to figure out if I want to give her attack, defense, or support defense. It kind of depends. I definitely want one of these two to be support defense, to be a dedicated defender. And then the other one will be the clan boss champion, and I can get the War Master mastery. Um, Once I get that champion to 6. Until then, it's not really a huge priority, although it is going to be a pretty big help. At this point, it is pretty procrastinating for me to not give them some of the masteries, but sue me, you know. Uh, I got a couple more masteries that I could assign to her as well. I'm still not sure what to do with her either. Anybody got any strong opinions about this? Let me know in the comments. But we do have the tier 6 masteries for each of the three of them, so they are doing a fair bit more damage to the clan boss. I mean, you saw at the beginning of the video, 36 million to easy, but this does more or less one key all the way to hard. So I'm pretty happy with that. Uh, Fastest champion on the account. I I took a brief look um, at the top scores on the Hell Hades challenge. I am pretty sure I don't even qualify for it because I started a little bit too early, and so it's a bit like apples to oranges, comparing me to the guys making those challenges. I mean, these are some of the best people in the community, and here I am, just a Mr. Nobody, pulling my weight. Um, but my fastest champion, I think, is faster than any champion that they've built so far, and she is at 248 speed. I don't think any of them reached 248 speed yet, and even though I'm a couple days ahead, she's been at 248 for a couple of days at least, and I am damn near getting the bonus from Guardian Ring. If I can just get one more demon, I can get her above 250 speed. That's going to be fun to see in the arena. Speaking of arena, we're full, and this is currently my challenge. No, not my challenge. I mean, there are challenges here too, but the mission. So this is the current mission. I got it right here in the notes. Basically, I want to do arena all the way to at least Ice Golem. The arena mission probably will take a while. because we're basically going for the metals. I might actually be able to do it faster if I stay in silver. Come to think of it, this should be an easy enough fight to knock out. Hopefully. Xena is a pretty impressively strong champion. But we got her. And so we're getting 3 metals here, whereas we'd be getting 2 in gold. So ironically, I think if we can stay in silver 4, we will complete the mission faster than if we move ahead. And I'm okay with it taking a while. Honestly, there's not a lot of energy left. I spent the night while I slept. I just left it farming overnight. We actually got the daily login for day 43 was 500 energy, so I just took it, took all the auto battles, and I left it on auto and went to bed. So now we're basically out of auto battles completely. I think if my calculation is correct. No, we have 1 auto battle left. This has happened to me several days in a row. Does this happen to you guys often? This is one of my pet peeves. What am I supposed to do with 1 auto battle? That's the same as just hitting start. 1 auto battle, I think, should give you at least 1 extra battle after it. I feel like we're getting shortchanged by 1. That's why with a 1 auto battle, that should be 1 free auto battle after a hit start. That's what I think, Plarium. If you wanna meet one of my demands today, there it is. I don't have a lot of demands for you today, Plarium. Honestly, you've given us free stuff this morning. It is too hard to complain. I mean, RNGesus didn't give us a particularly good champion, but that's not Plarium's fault. That's not my fault. It's not your fault, whoever you are watching. And hello, by the way. Welcome to my channel. Um, so what am I going to do today? Well, I could do some arena fights, and we could poke around the account and look for what else needs to be done. It's been a while since I attempted Doom Tower. We could try that. Oh, hey, you know what? You know what? As well, I think there must be an event coming up for the Soul Stones, but honestly, I've said this in the past, I don't really care about events. We could pull these. I've only got 4 of them. Although I do have a 1-star soul for most of the champions I care about now. I got one for her. I got a 2-star for him. I got a 1-star for her yesterday. I'm keeping an eye out for a 2nd-star for Kale. I guess it's not pressing that we actually pull a 2nd soul at this point. So maybe I'll wait on it, but anybody has a strong opinion in the comments, you can feel free to peer pressure me into summoning them in the next video. In the meantime, I am not really sure what to say about the progress of this account or what to do with it. Let's see, we're about 13 minutes in, and I don't want to go on too long if there's really nothing new to cover. So this could be another very short video. I'm going to go ahead with, oh, I've even done tag team, eh? Hydra is still kind of a problem on this account. I really am not going to be able to make headway in Hydra until I can reach a threshold with Master Butcher. I also have that in the notes. It's in the future. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. The best campaign farm rares. I've been meaning to make a video about this. I could do that today. The best campaign farm rares. Yep. I mean, we can 1 key hard. We actually knocked that one out. That's done. So we're making good headway here. It's day 43, and we can 1 key hard. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Let's take a look at the campaign. These are the campaign rares that I think you should keep an out for. Keep a lookout for. The absolute best campaign farm rare, in my opinion, and this is just my humble opinion, but it is her, War Maiden. And you might have guessed that she was going to be my number one. She is, without a doubt, the most useful of the rares you can get right at the start. You get her right out of the gate. You can fully book her without the use of any books. You basically just want to farm this area. Part of why you want to farm for War Maiden is not just how useful War Maiden is because of her Crumbling Blast, where you can decrease defense, big version, all enemies, and you can book it to a 3-turn cooldown, which is great. It puts her in the running with even the legendary decreased defense champions. There are a couple that are even better, obviously, like Lydia and Venus and Dracomorph. And there might be another one who does the decreased defense and the weaken. But really, a lot of champions are just doing the decreased defense. And champions like Lydia, Venus, these are void legendaries. You really have to get lucky to get them. Here's War Maiden, campaign farmable. Anyone can get her. I say basically you start a new game, you boot it onto the Badlands, and you keep an eye out for War Maiden. And while you're farming her, this is the other. This is a thing that I think actually makes War Maiden better as somebody that you're farming is you're also farming for this guy. You'll probably even get him first. He has the most amazing kit of any uncommon. He is the uncommon most worth building, and honestly, I think I'm still going to build mine to 6. I mean, let me just show you mine. He's still a 5, but I even maxed out his well, the gear on top anyway, not the accessories, but most of his gear, because, and here's the stats here. He's got a speed of 164. He's got a crit rate of almost 100. This is as close as I could get. As soon as I can, I'm going to get him to a proper 100. But if I'm farming an area where he's hitting largely force champions, this is actually pretty much 100% because you get a bonus 15% anyway. That's a good thing to bear in mind when you're farming a particular area. You can get away with having less crit rate if you know you have the type advantage. Um, he's defense based, so you can make him tougher. So I mean, this is about War Maiden, but this is also about Shield Guard because you can get this move to a 2-turn cooldown. It fills your turn meter for each critical hit. So if you're in campaign and you score a critical hit on all of the enemies, you are going to go again within 20% of your turn meter. He's got good modifiers, he's got good damage. This is practically like getting an area of effect every round as well. And he hits super hard. So uh I'd say War Maiden's number 1. Number 2, and you might guess this as well because you've seen my arena defense and offense teams, it's going to be Diabolist. She's the runner-up. You might even want to go for her first because you don't even need to book her for her to be useful. Although you can still crank up her stats. Let's just stay on Diabolist. But it's this move. Fills the turn meters of all allies by 15% and decreases the turn meters of all allies by 15%. This is the best speed lead you can get by far at the start of the game. Like right at the start of the game, I think even if you compare her to the free champion you get at the end of month 1, which is Haikatoon, and you're going to have to forgive me switching back and forth between a number of modes, but this is how it's got to be because I'm in game. So Haikatoon does have this speed aura, although because we started with the Sun Wukong code, that kind of renders this aspect obsolete. That just sort of leaves her with fills turn meters 15% and places increased speed. It is nice to get both of these on one move. You can also get lucky and pull a apothecary who's got basically the same thing. So I mean, this is one of my favorite rares, just full stop. One of my favorite rares to pull at any point in the game. This guy's awesome because he's got 3 hits on his A1. He's got the War Maiden, not War Maiden, sorry, Haikatoon like increased speed plus filling turn meters. In fact, High Katoons starts at 15%. You actually have to ascend her to get the 30%, whereas you don't have to ascend him to get the 30%. Although you can kind of use an unascended version of her if you happen to take a quest that does the increased speed. If you take that clan quest, I know I'm all over the place here, but let's say you took this clan quest. I took it uh, at the beginning, and basically it means you can run it, particularly if you have two champions that do it. So you could get your free Haikatoon at the end of the first month. Plus, you could have a Diabolist that you get the first time she drops from running campaign, and use this move. And she can do the big increase speed right after Haikatoon does the small increase speed, and you basically get them all added together. You get 8 increased speed added to the tally rather than 4. So you can also do that. But really the point is she's fast. I mean, her base speed is 105 and she caps out at 110, which is the same speed as Arbiter and Lysandra and other legendaries. And this is a rare that you can farm from campaign. She's lightning fast, and she will be a perfectly good speed lead. So she's number 2. Number 3, this is where I'm not sure anymore. So I'm just going to say here's tied for third. We're going to have 3 others. I'll say they're tied for third. But honestly, we could even go through each area. But tied for third is this dude, Templar. He has attacks with this champion's default skill whenever an enemy places a debuff on this champion. There's like no cooldown associated with this or anything. So basically, you just use this guy for tons of counterattacks. Every time he uses this move, which can be booked to a 3-turn cooldown, he puts block damage on himself. So you can just show up at a boss like Bommel, for example, um, and time it right so that you just block all damage at a certain point. Every time he tries to place a bomb on you, you're counterattacking. And the counterattack uses decreased speed, which could get up to a 50% chance to decrease speed. So this guy is crazy good in the right circumstances. Then another one of the tied for thirds is going to be Spirit Host. What I like about Spirit Host is she's got her increased speed uh, in all areas. You can get her right at the start of the game. So if you need an increased speed aura, that's where it is. She does the increase attack, big version on the entire party. So, the epic we pulled basically just also does this. And she gets the big version if you ascend her, small version if you don't. So you can also play with that if you get 2 spirit hosts and you take the increase attack mission. You can again do the thing where you get 8 increase attacks instead of 4 if you want to turbo through the arena that way. And she can suck back health, so you don't even need to put her in lifesteal like everybody else. If you just don't have a good healer, you could just use her, and she doesn't even need lifesteal. You could put her in some kind of a speed set to just make sure she's going ahead of everybody else, so your attackers all have increased speed by the time they go around. And she's got a cleanse, so that's another reason you want her going first. You could also put her in gear that gives her high resist so that you make sure she doesn't get debuffed with the rest. So particularly if you're getting crowd controlled, stunned, slept, frozen, that kind of thing, you could use your block debuffs and your entire party, or cleanse, I should say. The point is you're removing all the debuffs first, then placing block debuffs. This is extremely strong. I mean, mainly it's legendaries that have this. The likes of Pythion and other cleansers that do it. Elva from the Sylvan Watchers faction. There are just a lot of legendaries that have this kind of cleanse. To have a rare with this kind of cleanse is amazing. And she's free in campaign farmable. And and the other, and this might maybe we'll say she's the real third. I'm gonna leave the three of them at tied for third, but I think she's the other third. Um, and it's Eris. And what I like about Eris is literally everything. So she's got the increased ally speed by quite a bit in dungeons. That can be handy in the early game. She counterattacks whenever an ally is attacked, and this is going to be all the time. And her A1, if she hits hard enough to knock out an opponent, she just gets a free turn. And finally, she's got a cleanse with an increased speed, and it's the big version if she's fully ascended. And it doesn't. This is the one thing that kind of cheeses me off about her kit. You have to fully book her for this to be 100% reliable, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I wish there was something else this came with, but it doesn't do damage. So it's just a straight up cleanse plus increased speed. This is extremely strong for clan boss, and I still use this champion in my endgame account. I've been playing 3 years, and this champion is still on my main team of 5 that I put up against Clan Boss. That's how good Eris is. She's good in the open game, she's good in the mid game, she's good in the late game. She's just all around good. So, I mean, I'd almost want to say she's first because on my main account, she's the one that I use the most out of all of the rares. But I'd still say for an early account, you really can't go wrong with a good War Maiden. And really, until you have an end game speed lead, you really can't go wrong with the Diabolist. So that's why I'm going to say 1, and if we can never get there, she's 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Eris is 3. That's the placement. Um, if we have how soon are we getting another key? 1 hour. We're not waiting 1 hour. So I think I'm gonna close the video here because I don't have a lot else to really talk about. But it is nice of you to stop by as always. Please leave a comment, leave a like. I don't think I ever ask people to share because this is the kind of thing you really have to love this game and be in it to be watching my videos. I'm really just somebody that you're playing along with. Um, but yeah, that's about it. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves.